Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Chapter 7 of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, titled The Boggart in the Wardrobe. So, we start off with them in potions class. And Malfoy swaggers in late, and, he's Snape's golden boy, so he gets a pass. And he starts making Ron and Harry do his work for him, which, okay, maybe if this was written work, having them write it out would be fair, but, at this point, Ron and Harry are doing all the work for, Malfoy. If anything, just let Malfoy just sit the damn hour out. I mean, yeah, just let him sit this out, I guess. And then, poor Neville, he's messing up his potion, and that sets Snape off, who declares that at the end of it, they'll be giving it to Trevor, the Toad, Neville's pet. Mind you, and Snape orders Hermione not to help him, which she does anyway, because Hermione is awesome. So when the lesson ends, and the shrinking solution, which is what the potion they were trying to make, works on Trevor, he looked particularly sour. Why do people like Snape? He was willing to kill someone's pet. What the hell, man? Mind you, people are probably going to say, oh, they probably knew that he probably knew Hermione would help him anyways. He seemed kind of salty about this fact later in the chapter, because they go straight to Defense Against the Dark Arts with, Lupin. Before that, though, Hermione did her time turner thingy, I guess, so she comes up panting, obviously having probably hauled ass from half across the castle. Honestly, dear Lord. Does she actually think her friends are stupid? I feel like if Harry gave a fuck, he'd be clocking on to it. I feel like Harry has enough of his own problems. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna deal with that particular thing. We already got the serial killer out. I'll deal with that. I'll let Ron deal with this one. Anyways. They have a run-in with Peeves, or the class, and Lupin does. Peeves is saying, loony, loopy, Lupin. Damn. And he's got gum stuck in a keyhole, and Lupin proceeds to use the spell Wadi Wasi to spit the gum out of the keyhole and at Peeves. So he leads him to the staff room where there's a Boggart in the wardrobe there, or whatever. And Snape proceeds to bully the shit out of Neville by saying that Neville is known for his failures, unless, of course, Miss Granger is whispering instructions into his ear. And Lupin proceeds to be like, Neville, he's just the kid I want to start off with. So a Boggart is this form that takes your worst fear. And this is important because Neville's worst fear is Professor Snape. I'm sorry. What? In what world is a child's worst fear their professor? What the hell, man? How shitty is Snape? What is Harry not telling us about Neville and Snape? Or what is he not seeing that this man is Neville's worst fear? Anyway, he proceeds to defeat the Boggart by dressing Snape up in his grandmother's clothes. the spell to do this is ridiculous. Pavarti goes up, and her Boggart is a mummy. Seamus goes up, and his is a banshee. Dean goes up, his is a severed hand. Ron goes up, and he's a spider. And before Harry can go up, Lupin walks up, and his is a moon. Of course, werewolf. Of course, everybody thinks it's a crystal ball. Overall, I really loved this chapter, and I love that Lupin wasn't really taking Snape's shit. I also love that Snape kind of got a little bit of comeuppance with his fake him wearing a old lady's clothing. I also feel bad for Neville when Lupin brought up his grandmother. He was like, "Well, I don't want the Boggart tending to her either." So does that mean that she was also an option? Damn. I also love that Ron is really kind of clocking on to the fact that Hermione is, like, there's something going up with her, like, and it's the small things, like, she was just there, but now she's there, type shit. Also, I forgot to mention this, and this is probably the most important one. I don't know how I didn't mention it. During the potions lesson, Draco started spouting shit about how if he was in Harry's shoes, he'd be hunting Black for revenge. And then when Harry was confused, Draco was like, "You don't know. Oh, he doesn't know." Of course, what Harry doesn't know is that Sirius is his godfather and was the one to betray his parents to Voldemort. Dear Lord, what is Malfoy's family dinners like? Are they just sitting... Are they really just sitting down and gossiping about everything? Was he reading the newspaper and Lucius was like, "You want to know something else, Draco? He's Potter's godfather." "No." "And he was the one that betrayed his parents to the Dark Lord." "No." "Yes." Are they just sitting around reading the newspaper, just trading gossip? Or is this something he knows because Sirius Black is a Black and Draco's mother is a Black? I don't know. Overall, I'm going to give this chapter about an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.